Alrighty. We are back. My eye is fucking better. All all non-raccoonish now. I had a cold and didn't feel well since last weekend. My eye was tearing like crazy, and then it was fucking like all red for the last few days. So I said, all right, I can't go on camera until that's fixed. So Michele Soavi's The Sect from 1991. I haven't seen this movie as much as his other films, like The Church or Cemetery Man, Stage Fright. So I've seen those movies much more than I've seen this one, and I don't remember a lot from this. So it's going to be kind of like a rediscovery watch. But I do remember one. We have Michele Soavi directing, who, as I said, did Stage Fright, The Church, and he was basically Argento's protege. And we had Argento co-write the script here and the story and also produce. And we have Kelly Curtis, Jamie Lee Curtis's sister, playing the main role here of Miriam, who is a teacher who ends up in, I forget where, somewhere overseas. And this is kind of like a very weird, it's all atmosphere. The plot I remember from this is not like a structured plot. It's a very dream heavy, visuals, dream logic. Feels like scenes are kind of just put there, together one after the other as it just gets weirder and weirder. It's a lot more dreamlike and nightmarish and feels like a fever dream compared to The Church, which I feel is much more, even though they are very similar, and it was 2 years before this was The Church, they're very similar, but it's more structured, the story of The Church. The story in this one, from what I remember, like I said, it's been a bit, it's much more like almost Lynchian in a way, and like Argento's Inferno, kind of like that type of dreamy feel to it. And same effects artist from The Church, Demons 2. This movie also has a million fucking names, like always with the Italian movies. La Setta is the Italian title, and then it's called The Devil's Daughter. Demons 4, even though this is not in the Demons franchise, has nothing to do with Lamberto Bava's films, just like The Church is called Demons 3, and that had nothing to do with it. So there's another Demons unofficial entry. But let's go into the chat. What's up, man? That's me. I don't have to pull me up. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you so ready or not? Oh, the second one? How was it? I didn't really, hear anything from anybody about it yet, so I don't know what the consensus is. Oh, nice. So you only got 6 more years. You've been doing pretty well with the time there. Hey, Tasha. Weird is good, yes. And in this case, it is very good. What's up, Russell? So the movie's on YouTube for free. Just type in The Sect 1991, and it's like the third or fourth video that pops up. And I think it has like the Italian title, like La Setta or something like that. And then it says The Sect later on in the title. But it's like the third or fourth one that comes up. But it's also on Screenbox, and it's also on Tubi. I'll be watching it on Screenbox. But how you doing, Russell? Russell, that was a fun time last night with the Sadists, with you and Professor and a few others we had in there. That was a fun watch. Thank you, Tasha, as always. Hey, Rocky. How you doing? How is everything? Happy weekend to everyone. So, yeah, this is a very weird movie. But I totally forgot that Kelly Curtis, Jamie Lee Curtis's sister, is the main character in this movie. And there's a few familiar faces, too, that I can't pinpoint. There's an old man I remember who was in, what the hell was he in? It'll come to me, but there's an old guy in here that's been in so many movies, like from the 40s onwards, and he's been in so many things. Everybody will probably recognize him from something. I keep forgetting my card is locked, so if I said, oh yeah, that's all right. It's never a problem. You don't have to do that anyway. But yeah, this, I don't know. If I rank Michele Soavi's movies, I kind of like his earlier movies better. The Church is my favorite from him. Then probably Stage Fright. Then Cemetery Man, which is another one I haven't seen too many times. Same with this movie. And then this one would be after that. It could change here, though, because I don't remember much from this. I remember there's a pelican, and this kind of plays out like a weird, twisted, dreamlike Lynchian Rosemary's Baby in a way, and also has kind of Inferno, like I said, and Suspiria also vibes to it. So it's a very interesting one. Ready or Not To was awesome. I got to check out that and possibly do a video on the first one. But all right, it is on Screenbox, YouTube, and the other one, Tubi. So I will do a countdown in a minute, and we'll dive into the Sect. Basically, this woman gets like pursued and dragged into a satanic cult, and basically is like destined to give birth to the Antichrist. Very similar, like I said, to Rosemary's Baby in many aspects. But I've never liked Rosemary's Baby. Some of you know that. I've never cared for that movie. I've given it so many chances. But anyone watching, let me know if you're ready. I will do the countdown, and I'll give timestamps if anyone else comes in and wants to hop into this weirdness with us. Sign me up. Beam me up, Scotty. Me and my worker was the only one in the theater. Oh, yeah? Well, what time did you go? Was it like daytime or was it a nighttime showing? Mario and Michael. Oh, that new Mario movie's coming out, right? My daughter probably would like to see that. She liked the first one. All right, I'm going to do a countdown. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. My controller died right when I went to hit go, and then I had to start it back up for a second and hit go again. So I'm like a second behind. Yeah, it's on Tubi. It's also on YouTube too. And Screenbox. I forgot I even had Screenbox, a subscription for it. Funny how when you look this movie up on Google, like Wikipedia and stuff, it's the first title is The Devil's Daughter. And then it says AKA The Sect. But I wonder if it was released, probably that was the US release name, The Devil's Daughter. Because I mean, The Sect, La Setta, that's the Italian title, so I'm guessing that was the US release. Oh yeah, that's right. America, Horse with No Name opens this. I should lower this. Written by Dario Argento. That's right. The score by Pino Donaggio, who did Carrie. He did Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill, Tourist Trap from 1979, which is a favorite 70s movie of mine. And an awesome score in that movie. I think I remember it opening with like these like Charles Manson like cult people and they do some type of sacrifice or something, and then it flashes like forward a bit, which is pretty much how the church starts too, but it's way further back in the church. It's like 500 years or something back in the past. Then it flashes forward to present day. Can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no. Such a great song. 2 chords throughout the whole song. 2 chords. Brilliant. Oh, it's a noon showing? Okay. Thank you, buddy. As always. All these little hippie people. There's like a bird in this movie too, a pelican that shows up like throughout the movie and is like I don't know what it is. It's like an omen or something and like part of the cult symbolism. Like I said, there's not much continuous, coherent story to this movie. It's much more, style over substance, like a lot of these movies, but this one more so, especially compared to The Church and his other movies. Oh, tits that are getting painted. That's cool. Oh, poor kid. What happened? Don't talk with a stupid adult voice, kid. Don't do it. It's the one thing with all these Italian movies, they always used adults to dub the voices of children. And they always sound so fucking stupid or annoying, especially Bob from House by the Cemetery by Fulci. He's the most annoying kid in horror. But a lot of them, and so they'd have just either like an older woman voice a young boy and be like, "Hello, my name's Bob. It sounds so bad most of the time. You get used to it, just like the dubbing in these movies and stuff. Yeah, here's this weird cult dude. Why does every cult member, like cult leader, look like fucking Matthew McConaughey to me? Just on the show Ghosts, the U.S. Ghosts. There's a cult that Flower belonged to, and they show the cult leader. He looks just like Matthew McConaughey too. In that, this guy looks like him too. Every cult member looks like McConaughey. Doesn't he look like him? I think he looks just like him. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good to hear though, man. Justice served. I mean, it'll never be enough, but at least he was sentenced. What was he sentenced? Should be fucking life. The horse with no names. No. Yeah, yeah. I love that song. Such a simple piece of music. Like I said, just two chords over and over again. Was it E minor and D slash with like an F sharp in the bass? Back and forth for the whole fucking thing. I love the harmonies though. It's fucking McConaughey. I'm sorry. He looks just like him. His name is Damon though. Tasha. His name's Damon. The other day, yeah. Ooh, that's a cool sunset. Yeah, but I remember. Yeah, that's right. The pelican. I remember there's a few scenes of the pelican like ripping someone's neck out later on. And I don't know if I remember this or if I'm just confusing it with the ending of The Church with the goat demon, that the goat creature demon that rapes the main character and impregnates her, and the whole demon thing in that movie in the ending. I don't know if the pelican rapes her and impregnates her in this movie. I think I'm confusing that with how The Church plays out. But I remember the pelican being there at the end. And I don't know if it's even a pelican. It looks like one, but it's some type of weird bird. And it acts weird too throughout this movie. Like it's not a bird. It's kind of just like some satanic symbol and related to the cult in some way. Oh, he's making a sacrifice. It's my sacrifice. Elton John fans? No, not good enough. He looks like angry Jesus. Yeah, that they all do. All cult leaders look like pissed off Jesuses and Matthew McConaughey at the same time. It's very weird. Only one like Manson didn't look like McConaughey, or vice versa, I should say. Oh, okay, that's right. I remember this a bit. This guy's like proved himself to the leader of the cult, but this dude says like, "You gotta wait. There's time. It's not ready yet. It could be years from now before their grand plan gets to begin." Same type of opening as the church too, with just killing random people as a sacrifice, or well, in the church it's to like eradicate the evil, right? That the people got infected with, like that demon, whatever you want to call it, the demonic possession. All right, it's Frankfurt, Germany, in 1991. That it flashes to. I don't think Kelly Curtis did more than a few movies. What else? She did one other movie, like I don't know if she did another horror movie. I think she did. But she only did like 4 or 5 movies, and that was it. Thou shalt not kill, except as. All right, all right, all right. What's up, Spaceball? Happy weekend. I just love all the shots in a lot of these movies of just with a lot of foreign films. Just the way that the country looks and like the cities and stuff, the architecture, it adds to the production value and makes it look like a much bigger production than it is. What did Soavi do after Cemetery Man? Let me see. I don't think I saw his like real later movies. But he basically started his career working with Argento as his protege. Because his big four: Stage Fright, The Church, Cemetery Man, which was after this movie. I don't know if he did much else after that, directing wise. Filmography. That's right. He did like a lot of like TV stuff after that. Still directing. 2018, he did The Legend of the Christmas Witch. So that's a thing, apparently. I always love all the crazy Christian and anti-Christian imagery in all these supernatural Italian movies. Yeah, Cemetery Man's fun. I haven't seen it too many. Maybe I've seen it twice, 3 times tops. More than I've seen this. I only think I've seen the Sect twice, but it's great. It's it's kind of like more horror comedy, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Just like going blind if you check it out. But it's a classic too. I know a lot of people that put that as their favorite Soavi movie. They all look so fucking weird, all these people of this trade. This guy looks so fucking creepy. All of them do. Yeah, I was wondering if there was going to be a follow up to the last one, the comment that you made, because there was no end to it. Those should not kill, except is a Manson type film. You're right about cult leaders look like Jesus. Yeah, they do. I don't get it. And Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to keep sticking to that. The Italian title, Tasha, for Cemetery Man, I think is Della Morte dell'Amore. Pretty sure that's it, because it goes by that pretty much as often as Cemetery Man. This guy's being chased up this escalator. For what reason? Why? We'll find out. That's it. Shoot this guy in the head. We don't even know what he did yet. I should put the subtitles on. Oh, there you go. Blew his brains out. Dramatic music is what the subtitles say. That's another thing. I don't remember the score to this, even though it is by the great Pino Donaggio. I don't remember it being anywhere near as good as the score for the church. But the church has like 3 different composers. It's Philip Glass. There's a few Philip Glass sound scores on there and tracks on there. And then Goblin, right? Or Claudio Simonetti did some of that. I think so. I won't even watch trailers anymore because I said not to. I never watch them for the most part. Oh, yeah, what, 94? 94, right? Was Cemetery Man? Because it was after this. This old dude. What the fuck's his name? It should say it here on Prime, right? Herbert Lom. That's it. The Dead Zone. That's one thing I remember him from, which is a great movie. Dude's 95. Good for him. So this girl got killed. The guy said he had to do it. He blew his own brains out. Why? I don't know. We're going to find out. Can't remember. Justice Jonathan Ford. Harrison Ford wasn't available. Satan worshipping sex all around. Sex, not sex. Sex sounds the fucking same, but very different. This was 91. Yeah, I mean, this is way past the Satanic Panic, but same type of shit. It makes it sound like there's satanic cults everywhere, all over the place back here. From New York to London, from San Francisco to the Middle East. It's going through everywhere. Makes it sound like around every corner in every town, there's a satanic cult there just waiting for you, ready to take you in and impregnate you with their devil fetus child. That's what they do. Actually, devil fetus, now that I mentioned that phrase that you don't hear often, it's a crazy movie from the 80s or 70s. Oh, now it's going to bother me. I'll look it up in a minute. But Devil Fetus, that's a fucking crazy movie. I'm pretty sure it's like Korean or Thai. Pretty sure it's South Korean, maybe. But that's a wild movie. Devil Fetus. Check that one out. Oh, yeah. I saw The Devils. It's great. Great camera work in that movie, actually, Russ. Especially the scene with when they're in the car. I put that in my top kills compilation when I did the 1,000 horror kills. It's like a 3+ hour video. When they're in the car, the 3 of them, and the guy starts stabbing the shit out of both of them, and it spins 360 around. That's such a great sequence. That's such a good scene. Whole movie's great though. Oh, watch out, Miriam. Don't hit this old bitch in the middle of the road. Don't do it, child. Damn it, why so many fucking notifications? Mute. Mute. Oh, it's the old guy. That's who she almost hit. I don't see too much of a resemblance between Kelly here and Jamie Lee. I actually see more of Janet Lee, her mom, in her than her sister. Interesting. I just need to rest a while. This guy's intense, this old man. I feel his vibes. I do remember her performance is pretty damn good, though, in this. Hey, what's up, Synth? How you doing, brother? Brother. I went for buddy and brother together at the same time. You're where are you right now? I forgot. You told me you were going somewhere. I forgot where, but you sent that picture. I said, yeah, fuck this thing. Go over there, hang out and enjoy that. But thanks for stopping by as always, man. I have Devil on DVD. Great twist at the end. Devil, like M. Night Shyamalan, he didn't direct it, but the movie he produced in the elevator, because if so, that's a great movie. Or were you referring to I Saw the Devil, since we were just talking about that? But I'm assuming you are talking about Devil. I really wish that movie was directed by Shyamalan, because it would be in my top 3 Shyamalan movies if he directed it, but he didn't. It would probably go Sixth Sense, Split, and then Devil, then The Visit, and then it gets a lot shittier with most of his movies from there. Unbreakable is good. Pismo Beach, nice. Drinking wine and just saw a hawk drop a seagull. Metal as fuck. That's cool. There's a pelican in this movie. See if you see any pelicans. Maybe if you drink enough wine, you'll start seeing pelicans. If you do, run, because apparently they're not cool in this movie. She looks like Jamie Lee right there. Her little facial expression, the way she's looking at this dude, her like eyebrows and stuff. There she looks like her. She's alive, right? Kelly Curtis? I'm pretty sure. I don't think she died. No, she's alive. She's 69 years old, born 1956. It's kind of like how we had the late great Tisa Farrow in Zombie and Anthropophagus from Joe D'Amato, the sister of Mia Farrow, who was in Rosemary's Baby, which this movie's just fucking just like and similar to. I started a note in my phone with all the movie names. Y'all say the nice. Yeah, that's what I do. I have so many lists of movies. I got like 4 lists that anytime I'm streaming, someone mentions a movie or a movie pops in my head that I forgot about, or one I haven't seen, or someone recommends something, then it gets added right to the list. And now there's like 4 lists with like, I don't know, probably hundreds of movies between all 4 of them. Yeah, it's beautiful looking. Yeah, I was never big on Unbreakable, but I do think it's a very good movie. It's just not really my thing. But I love Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson, so that helps a lot. But Split, even though I mean it is a sequel in a way, just because of the ending, but even if you took that out, it's still an excellent movie without all that. But Glass, I didn't like the third one. I think they dropped the ball with that one, especially after how excellent Split was. Well, as we know, I have not seen any of them. Yeah, you'll get there. See No Evil with Mia Farrow, and The Haunting of Julia with Mia Farrow, which is a favorite of mine. Did he just say you shouldn't do drugs, and now he's drugging her coffee? Like dropping shit in there? I do like the cinematography in this, just like all of Soavi's movies. The Rolling Stones, he says. I never liked the Rolling Stones, actually. I mean, I do like songs of theirs, but the Beatles have always been my favorite band of all time, so always more of a Beatles fan than the Rolling Stones. Yeah, she definitely looks more like her mother than her sister. Except when she makes certain faces and expressions. Dude, this guy just grabbed her fucking arm so fast. Shoot for the moon, Miriam. Shoot for the moon. Yeah, they got, probably a dozen or two songs that I think are excellent, but I never, like, the Beatles are my favorite band. I fucking know every song by them, basically. I know how to play every song by them. I'm just obsessed with the Beatles growing up. Never got like that with the Rolling Stones. It's going to be a sad day when Paul McCartney passes. That's all I could say. Ringo, yeah, no, no, that's going to be sad too. But when Paul dies, that's going to be a huge fucking loss. One of the biggest losses in music. Where is my drink? It's right here. Now it's back there. She's on the phone. She can't talk. I'll tell you about it later. Her friend asked, "Is it Prince Charming?" That's funny. She's a Stones girl. You're the Beatles girl. Well, that makes sense on many levels. Yeah, Beatles much better. She's also 60 though. Yeah, exactly. I like them, but yeah, the Beatles are just there's never going to be another band like the Beatles. And there hasn't been since since they broke up. What's going to be wild is, I mean, I'm 37. In another 20 years, 30 or something like that, it's going to be wild being old and being able to listen to the Beatles and say this music's 100 years old. That's going to be fucking wild. It'll be 2063. Yeah, like around there, 2063 would be 100 years. So I'll be fucking old. I don't want to think about that. Why am I thinking about that? But it would be surreal being able to just say, wow, this music I'm listening to is 100 years old, and it being the Beatles. Oh, there's a kitty. Oh, no, it's a bunny. There's a cute bunny in this movie. I'm pretty sure he's not going to make it out alive. I know satanic cults. They don't like animals. That's a cool little transition there when she shuts the light off. A little snow globe. That looks really cool. Hell yeah. Paul McCartney and Wings is great too. All their solo stuff after they broke up. I love Lennon's solo stuff. I love not all, but a lot of McCartney's solo stuff, especially his first 3 or 4 albums after the Beatles broke up. Ringo had that one album that's not too bad, but it's not great. And then Harrison, I loved all of his albums too. He really got to shine after the Beatles ended because he always felt like he was held back by Lennon and McCartney. Oh, what the hell is this they're finding in this thing? Look gross looking. Ominous music continues. Just for those of you not watching, you get the full experience. There's a bunny walking around. Or hopping around, whatever you want to say. They can't walk. They don't have big feet. Yeah, I like how like none of this movie makes sense. Because like I remember as soon as like this guy shows up a little bit ago, then it starts getting very strange. And if I remember right, her apartment here starts like changing. I think I remember that right. Like doors that shouldn't be there. Then there's a cellar underneath. I remember that. That's like where the whole finale of this movie takes place. Islanded, what are their complete score books? I don't know fucking how to read it, but I have it. There you go. If you ever learn to read it, then you will be happy that you have it. Is Paul releasing a new album? I haven't listened to a newer album of his from, I don't know. The movie Nosferatu from 2022 is just over 100. Yeah, I actually I uploaded the full movie like a year and a half ago. I upload public domain movies every now and then. But yeah, that's wild. That and Phantom of the Opera was what, 29? I think that was later in the 28, 29, or maybe it's 23, something like that. But that movie too, over 100 years old. Dr. Caligari. I mean, how many years? 7 years. King Kong will be 100 years old. That's wild. Oh, that's crazy. The fucking bug going up. Oh, I remember this. And then he holds it. Yeah. I don't think they ever really fucking explain. I know they don't explain anything, but like go into how they end up not possessing, but like taking over this woman with their cult and stuff. Like, did that bug do something? And that's what starts everything? They don't ever address really any of that. See, now like we're in this next scene and she's in the middle of a meadow picking flowers, and there's the bunny again, and she's hearing a baby crying and stuff. I don't know what the fuck's happening compared to the last scene or what this has to do with anything, but that's the flow of this movie compared to the church. But it works great. I feel like this is a movie though that you have to watch probably several times compared to the church, just because of how out there this movie is compared to it. You know, All Things Must Pass is a fucking phenomenal album. Yeah, the Life of Brian film. Do you ever see the movie Yesterday, when the Beatles like never happened, and then like this guy is the only guy on earth who remembers that the Beatles existed and their music, and he's a musician, so he starts playing the Beatles songs, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is the greatest music ever. No one remembers the Beatles. That's a good movie. I saw that, I think, when it came out or a little bit after that. That's one of your fears, bugs going up your nose in your sleep. Yeah, I don't think anyone like hopes it happens, but you never know. It might be a kink somewhere for someone. That's a weird looking effect. With her dress and the thing coming up. I don't even know what that is. Oh, is that the pelican? Yes. The pelican, and it does fucking bite her neck. It's a dream though, but I remembered that. We've seen the pelican, guys, for the first time. He's made his entrance. So exciting. I got a fucking pelican on screen. Fly, pelican. King Kong, yeah, 33. It's crazy that that'll be a century old 7 years from now. Oh, the Beatles one, yeah, that's such a great movie. It was such an interesting premise. What's wrong, old man? So she's just been upstairs this whole time with this old dude in the house, and had that whole dream and everything. She's trying to get him up and fucking knocks the light over right near his head almost. That's it. Give him water. He looks like he's in a lot more pain and trouble than just a glass of water. But maybe he's all right. Cool lighting shining in on her. Mobius is the old man's name. We can call him Morpheus if we want. See, there she looks like Jamie Lee Curtis again, her sister. It's certain expression she makes. Kind of like when she looks upset. And like her eyebrows squint down a bit and like she's not crying but looks emotional. That's when she looks the most like her sister. I love that mirror right there. It's not as cool as the Oculus mirror, but it's pretty nice looking. Help in a Hard Day, It's Night films. Yeah, all their movies are great. Not great, but I mean, if you're a big Beatles fan, they're all great. Even Magical Mystery Tour. I always say I can never decide between the White Album and Rubber Soul as my favorite Beatles albums. It's probably tied, but Rubber Soul kind of slightly gets the bump sometimes. Depends on my mood. Then it would probably be Revolver, number 3. Then Sgt. Pepper's. Yeah, it's so disorienting, this movie. It's like, it seems like this place she's in, that she lives in, it's her apartment, I think. It seems like there's no structure to the whole building. Like, it's just like things change and rooms shouldn't be there. And then there's the underground later on. I don't think they ever address any of that either. Yeah, the Yellow Submarine one. Yeah, that's a great one too. Such a great song too. That's one of my favorite later era Lennon songs with the Beatles. Oh, she had to go to the hospital. Who? Yeah. Tells her neighbor, there's an old man in my house and he's dying. Oh, he just happens to be a doctor, so that's awesome. That's awfully convenient. He's not dying. He looks pretty all right. He's up. He's tearing shit apart. Oh, is this like the hidden, like a hidden door walkway? I don't think they explicitly explain why the house is like this and everything that's underneath it later on and stuff, but I'm pretty sure it's implied that all of this was meant to happen to this woman. Like all the cult stuff was preordained, whatever satanic prophecy or some shit, whatever insane stuff those people believe in. And she was kind of always destined for this. So I guess that makes sense that she would end up in this building and stuff, living there because they orchestrated her whole life basically to get here. Something like that is what I remember. So that kind of explains the setting here. You got some gloves. They're not black gloves. I do remember the effects are great in this, though, just like any other movie that has the same effects guy who did this, The Church, Demons 1 and 2. I forget his name. It's like Stalvetti or something like that. Someone in S. Great effects work. Oh, I remember this. That iconic ladder that goes all the way down. Oh, the rabbit. Ominous music. I remember I think there's like something with hooks in this movie too that I remember. Now this guy seems like he's gonna die again. His time just might be up. Now, let's see here. Have you seen The Magic Christian with Peter Sellers and Ringo Starr? I haven't seen that actually. No. Is it worth it? It's a classic. That's on my list now. You know, I don't like White Rabbits. I feel very validated right now with this creepy one liking. You don't like Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit? That's a great song. It's not a literal rabbit, though, so it's not really a counter argument. Our late mom made a great rabbit stew. Never had rabbit stew. I might like it. Maybe I'll go hunt a rabbit after this. See, I'll make it myself. See how rabbit stew tastes tonight. He's in here. He's not here. But he was lying right here. This guy's a dick for a fucking doctor. Maybe he went for a walk. It's on YouTube, Russ? Yeah. It's cool that there's a lot of those older movies and stuff that are just on YouTube. You would think it would be an issue, but they get away with it. Just like this movie is uploaded. But I do know that they don't really care about, not care about, but they don't, a lot of these older, especially Italian movies, more from the 60s and 70s than the 90s here or the 80s. But a lot of them had like different rights companies for different country distributions and markets and stuff like that. So like a lot of the rights are tied up with 3 or 4 different companies, and some of them went bankrupt decades ago. And so the rights are they're not strict, but they're not like completely not there. So you can that's why a lot of the people get away with uploading the 60s and 70s Italian horror movies. A lot of times the rights are just not like of relevance to the companies. Oh, he's dead for good this time. That doesn't look like a cut. He's saying it looks like he tried killing himself once. It looked like a mark. That mask that he has on the body, That's one of the cover arts for the movie. I think another one is the pelican on it, or whatever the fuck that bird is. Who's this guy remind me of? He looks a little bit like Anthony Perkins, like Norman Bates himself. A little bit. Adam's apple, the nose, the hair. Not too much, but a bit. Why is it blue light? Oh, is it cops? Oh, okay, yeah. The ambulance has arrived. So apparently the old man called the ambulance and shit before he died. This is what this guy is telling her. She's right to ask questions, and how stupid that sounds. Never had haggis either, actually. Haggis is one I can't do. I've never done it, tried it, had a desire to do it, try it, none of it. Toad in the hole. What is that? Now I gotta know. That's a dish? Toad in the hole? What is it? Is it a literal toad? Like a cooked toad? Because I don't know if I'm into that. But you never know. I feel like I'm eating a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but reverted and age regressed back to a little toad. I don't want to eat my childhood. Looks like Jamie Lee again there. I think she sounds like her more than she looks like her. I want that fish tank. That's one thing I can say for certain. That is a cool looking fish tank. Flesh Eater directed and starred Bill Hinsman, the first zombie in Night of the Living Dead. Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, he's one of the most iconic zombies. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Such a great line. It's sausage with a bunch of other stuff like battered, and the sausage stuck in it. That's something. That's something. Oh, there's the hole again. Speaking of toads in a hole, here's a fucking thing coming out of a hole. That's cool. All these shots right now, the POV of whatever the fuck this is, that looks really cool. That's good camera work. Super chaotic looking. Is that what that was? Was that just the water coming through? Because that's very cool. That's like a straight Argento type thing to do right there. Reminds me of like opera with looking through the peephole with Dario Argento, and then you keep seeing through the peephole, and the bullet flies through the peephole in slow motion, hits her in the eye. She goes, fucking fly back like that. Awesome. I've never been a big sausage person to begin with. Never liked sausage. So, I mean, none of that would sound good, or it does sound good to me. It's the banger in the middle of Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding. I know Yorkshire or Yorkshire. I've heard both. I've said both. Doesn't matter to me. This bunny is like the main character of this fucking movie. It's like her best friend. I'm sure it's an Alice in Wonderland reference, an homage in here somewhere. Feels like it. Which makes sense because Suspiria is very Alice in Wonderland and Snow White-ish, and this is Soavi and Argento co-writing it. Run, little rabbit. He's just sniffing around. He's trying to give her a clue. You would think with all this crazy satanic or supernatural stuff that can go on here, instead of this rabbit can just talk and just be like, yo, this is what's going on. Get out of here before you give birth to a devil baby. And then just flat out tell her, relay the information, and then she can leave. But then we wouldn't have a movie. What is that stained glass in the background? I like that. No, it's not. It's like a... What is that? Looks like tarps hanging, but it's like multicolored. Ooh, there's a bar. That's creepy. Who the fuck is this person? Me no bad, I go. Me no bad. That's her great dialogue here. Interesting though, because she's saying I must, like I have to do it, just like the guy at the very beginning who killed the woman said I had to do it. So basically, I like how it ties back to that. Guess they're all part of the cult. Every time I think of I must do it, I think of Troll 2, when the kid pisses on his family's breakfast because they're about to eat all the green shit and the food that the goblins make for them. He goes, I must do it. I must. And he just stands up and pisses on the food when the time stopped because his grandpa is somehow a ghost or whatever, and he stops time. That's one of the worst fucking movies ever made. But, oh, that's so funny. I must do it. A double-decker bologna sandwich. Did you know it's not good to give rabbits carrots? I've heard that, I think, over the years. That's like something that just stuck, and it's not really good to give them carrots. What's it, something like the way they digest it or something is not good for them? Slavic, and I'll try anything to not eat sauerkraut ever again. I never liked sauerkraut. Never liked it. I've tried it maybe twice. And I'm good. Oh, the rabbit's watching TV now. Is he going to pull? Oh, he pulls a rabbit on the... He's watching the TV, the rabbit, of a magician pulling a rabbit out of a hat. And now he just changed the channel on the remote. Wait, who did they just say on the news broadcast? The guy that we're talking about from the 70s and was part of a satanic cult? Was that Damon? Or Damien? Damon, that's it. From the beginning? Or was that some other fucking person? What's up, Dan? Don't piss. I was going to say that too. Don't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. Great lines. I'm going to have to... What did he say? I'm going to have to... tighten my belt an extra notch or something to deal with hunger pains. So great, that movie. So awful. How you doing, Dan? Happy weekend, bro. So many great lines in that awful flick. Tasha, that's one to check out sometime. Troll 2, one of the worst movies. Actually, I think Kelly Curtis is doing just as good of a job in this as Jamie Lee does in almost anything. So at least we know the talent ran through that entire family. That's right. She's a teacher. She still has time to go to work and stuff with all this crazy shit going on. That's a creepy line. Got this friggin' bug that one of the girls in the class drew and says, "Is this something you made up?" And she says, "No, my mommy draws it all the time." She's looking at it. She's hearing insects and shit chirping. That's cool. More, I guess, implying that her mother's part of this cult too. Is it Halloween? Is that why they're all dressed up? Or are they just all part of it? They'll piss down on our back and tell us it's raining. Exactly. I like bad movies. I watched the early Mortal Kombat's just to laugh. I love the Mortal Kombat movies, and it's so funny you just mentioned that, and that you just reactivated the member thing, which I don't know why anyone does, but I rarely do any member stuff because it's hard to like get 3 or 4 of us together and stuff. So I did a Mortal Kombat members only watch along like a year and a half ago with Ginger, and I think you were there, Russell. Maybe not, but somebody else, and then Nate and one other person. And then I said earlier to Ginger, I was just talking to him earlier, and I said, "What do you think about doing Mortal Kombat Annihilation for a members only thing, just to do one? Like, since I never do them because it's so hard to with little, so little people to like schedule something." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm down." So it's so funny you just brought that up because we're gonna probably do a stream and watch along of Mortal Kombat Annihilation sometime next month. I want to see the pelican again. That's like another standout. The animals are like cooler in this movie than the characters. The rabbit, the bug was kind of cool that went up her nose. And of course, our bird friend. R equals minus equals me to clarify. They suck so bad. I love it. Yeah, the first one I really like actually, and a lot of it's nostalgia because I grew up with that movie, both of them, but more so the original because Annihilation's terrible. I mean, that movie, the only reason I liked Annihilation and watched it as a kid was because I was a huge fan of the Mortal Kombat games since the first one. And I loved Motaro, the fucking centaur dude. And a lot of the characters that was in Mortal Kombat trilogy for the PlayStation made it into the Annihilation movie, and they weren't in the first Mortal Kombat. So it was cool just seeing those characters and stuff in a movie, but the movie's so bad. The acting, all of it. So that'll be a fun watch, ripping that movie apart. But compared to Annihilation, the original Mortal Kombat, the fucking masterpiece. Just like Street Fighter. That's not a good movie, but I love it because I grew up with it, and I always liked the Street Fighter games too as a kid. Jean-Claude Van Damme's great in it. Yeah, you should make him watch it. They're a lot of fun. Oh, from 72, Russ, or 73? We just did that watch along. I forgot if you were offline and stuff for the October. When I did Halloween week and we did the 2 streams, watch alongs a day for the 10 days or whatever. The Tales from the Crypt 70 whatever was one of them that we did. I still didn't care for it. I feel like you were there for that, Russell. I feel like we popped in for that and said that you love that movie, but I could be misremembering. Now she's finding out about these bugs and what the hell they do. Like, it's a good anthology and stuff, and I like the twist at the end of it. The twist for that movie is good, the original Tales from the Crypt movie. But I much prefer Demon Knight. And I don't remember Bordello of Blood. Was that the last one after Demon Knight, or was that before Demon Knight? think that was after 97 or so. Demon Knight was 95. But Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, that's the best one. That's the best movie. Which one? Have you seen that one, Josh? The Tales from the Crypt movie? That's a series that I've wanted to eventually, in some way, on some platform or one of the channels, do reviews of the Tales from the Crypt show. Because I grew up with that show. I used to watch it on Fox 5 at midnight and on HBO. And then they would play the replays and stuff on Fox at midnight when I was a kid. I love that show so much. Just like Goosebumps, how I've done a handful of Goosebumps reviews of the show. I want to do that definitely at some point with Tales from the Crypt. And like Outer Limits and Twilight Zone stuff too. It's a lot harder to do TV series because it takes a lot more time. All right, so now she's staying at her friend's house. Yeah. She's not listening to her, though. She goes, rabbits! Yells rabbits at her friend. Like she expects her to know anything what she's talking about. That's good. That's a good batting ratio. Oh, that's right. Yeah, for the Halloween week one, right? That was the 72 one. I think it's 79. I got to look it up because it's going to drive me nuts. Unless, Russell, you come in with the year before I look it up. Tales from... It is 72. Why do I fucking second guess myself? Because I'm wrong sometimes. That's why. Most of the time, though, I remember. I did put a video on TikTok like a week or two ago because I had Creepshow 2 come on randomly, like on Tubi Autoplay, the next movie that came on. And I fucking love Creepshow and Creepshow 2. Creepshow is my favorite anthology horror film, or anthology in general. And Creepshow 2 is not far behind. So I did like a little poll and said, rank these: Creepshow, Creepshow 2, Creepshow 3, which is fucking dreadful, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, Tales from the Hood, and Trilogy of Terror. And got a lot of cool responses with those lists. There was a nice bit of variation between them. Most people put Creepshow at number 1, but some people had Tales from the Hood at number 1, which that was cool to see. That's a fun movie. I like this scene. I remember this. This again with the fucking bag, a mask, whatever that is that gets sucked around their faces. It's like a towel or some shit. I think also what adds to the Church, and I know I keep comparing this to the Church a lot because out of all of Soavi's movies, these two are so fucking similar, just in the satanic nature and like Christian Catholic imagery and religious stuff like that. All those little aspects, even though they are different in their ways, but they are very similar. So I keep going back and forth between them. But the score is so much better in the other movie, in the Church. The score in this is not anything too memorable so far. It's good. It fits the movie. I mean, I guess it fits with DiMaggio's work too. I mean, it sounds like his work. She looks just like Jamie Lee Curtis right there. Was that another bug? Yes, it is. Russell, have you seen the... Yeah, you came in with 72. Yeah. Have you seen... I'll probably have a review out on the Bite Size channel tomorrow or the next day for a Case of the Bloody Iris from 72, coincidentally, with Edwidge Fenwick, who is fucking gorgeous and was in all the Martino Giallos back in the day. Great Giallo, Case of the Bloody Iris. I'm not as big on it as a lot of people are. I know some people put that in their top, Jolly, but the music's excellent. The score is fantastic in that. Who's Bruno Nicolai, who also did The Red Queen Kill 7 Times and The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, and so many scores Bruno Nicolai's done. He used to collaborate with Ennio Morricone. You lose this? Who's this creepy motherfucker? Yeah, he's very creepy. Step on into my office. I remember some guy gets like hooks in his face and like his like face is pulled in this. Pretty sure that's an effect. And it looks kind of Hellraiser-esque. What the hell is this guy doing? He asked if she's stoned or something. I do like how the bug thing is played up, quite a bit in this. They could have easily just shoved that bug up her fucking nose and that's it. And then never show a bug thing again. But they actually like dive into the like what type of bug it is, the history of it and rituals and stuff. She hears insects chirping and stuff. So at least they play into that a bit. Let me see here. Zombie film Pontypool. The movie Pontypool from 2000 something? Oh, come on. 2007, 2008, 2009. Between there, I want to say. When it's in the radio station, right? And it's all set in the radio station as, an outbreak is happening outside. Is that the Pontypool you're talking about? Because that's a great movie. That's very underrated. Did you know Some of Fear No Evil was filmed up? Oh, really? Yeah, actually, there's a lot of movies that's filmed in upstate New York. Stone, I missed it. What did you miss? What did you miss for us? What the hell's this lady doing? Oh, she's singing a song. There's a rabbit again. I like the paintings on the wall there. Also, I feel like it lacks compared to the church just for not having Asia Argento's daughter in this. Even though, I don't know how they would have fit her in, but she's like a pretty big character in the church. In my haste, I had to leave. I'm afraid I left my diary at your house. Water gurgling. She was recounting what Morpheus said to her? It's not Morpheus, but that's what we went with. Yeah, that Pontypool movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's I don't remember. It's like certain words, right? When they say, and that's what like spread the outbreak. It's like words they eventually find out. It's like the language that people are using that's triggering the outbreak. It's a very unique idea and premise. You've been to Pontypool? Yeah. Well, you're up there. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's a great movie. Thousand Islands area. Yeah, Bull Castle, they filmed a lot of stuff at. Fort William Henry, is that in Rome? Right? Or right near it, Fort William Henry, they used in Last of the Mohicans, one of my favorite movies, and a lot of other movies too. Something's terrible. Something terrible has been happening this entire movie to this woman. There's an old random dude in my house. Now he's gone. Now he's dead. Now a pelican's ripping my neck out in a nightmare. Now some random woman's in the place in my house. Walks right out. But now something really terrible has happened. The hell are they doing? Trying to save this person. But what happened to them? That's a cool shot. The eyelash closing as the machine flatlines. Oh, that was her friend. That's right. It's so confusing, this movie. It really is just like a fever dream. She kept repeating her name during the operation. They said we haven't had time to make her look decent. She's seen enough crazy shit already. I don't think it's going to affect her that much. Hey, what's going on, Phil? How you doing, man? Happy Saturday, or what's left of it. There's a dead naked chick on a table right now. Phil, just like, filling you in on where we're at. Can't complain, buddy. Feeling better. Had a cold earlier this week. Then my eye was tearing like crazy. This one, and I was kept having to fucking rub it to stop it from tearing. And then I looked like a fucking raccoon. It was all red. So I had to move the watch alongs from last weekend, and then I was going to do them in the week. And then my eye was all fucking red, and I said, I can't go on camera like that. And then I ended up doing an audio-only review of an Italian movie that kind of sucked the other day. Then last night we did the watch of that public domain movie, The Sadist, and now I'm back on camera. Private fun. That's me and Phil's one of our long-running gags. OG When a Stranger Calls. You know what's weird, Russell? I just threw that movie on last night because I never liked that film outside of the first, 15, 20 minutes with Carol Kane, that infamous opening. That's fantastic. Everything after that, for the rest of the movie, I never cared for it. I've only seen maybe twice, 3 times that movie, but I don't know. And I threw it on the other night and took it off after that opening sequence with Carol Kane, because then I said to myself, I don't really want to watch this right now. And I threw it off. So funny you brought it up. Private thoughts. I brought it up again. I don't remember the remake. When a Stranger Calls. Who's in that? Is it Shannon Sosaman, or I'm thinking of the One Missed Call remake? That's right, because that's terrible. The One Missed Call remake, bad. What are everyone's favorite psychological horror movies? Go ahead, Chad. Psychological horror. That's such a big spectrum that covers so many genres. I mean, Halloween, you can consider a psychological horror. just from you'd be fucking psychotic if you went through that shit dealing with Michael chasing you everywhere trying to kill you. Maniac is great. Actually, I just rewatched the Maniac remake. I usually watch that like once a year, maybe twice, because it's one of the greatest remakes ever. That movie is an excellent psychological horror slasher, but it's very unique because it's all in first person point of view for like 99% of the movie. I love the original Maniac from 1980, but and Frank's and Joe Spinell as Frank, but man, the remake of that movie has really become a favorite remake of mine. And Elijah Wood kills it as always. And that's one disturbing fucking movie too. I mean, the original Maniac is too. Very disturbing. Makes you want to take a shower afterwards because the grimy, late 70s New York City look, and everything looks like a shithole, just like it did back then, and got better by the time I was alive and going into Manhattan. But it has that grimy look and feel to it. Then they switched it up for the Maniac remake and had it set in LA with like the neon lights and stuff. And besides that, there's not many differences. The story's pretty close, but dude, the kills in that movie, the effects are absolutely amazing. I don't know how they did some of the fucking effects work in that. I know, I guess complete mind fuck twist is what I'm going for. Okay. There's a lot of great twists. Trying to think of like some of my favorite twists. That actually, I'm gonna pin that. That might be a video I'll do sometime soon. Favorite twist endings. I'll like put a list together, and I haven't done a list video in forever. There was like a period, maybe 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe now, that I did a bunch of lists videos in a row and did like my top 20 or top 30 found footage movies and zombie movies and movies with effects by Tom Savini and my favorite movies of all time, a bunch of that. There's a playlist with top X lists, I think it is. I think that's the playlist. There's so many playlists, but I should do another one of those because I haven't done a list in forever. Hold on, I'm coming back to you, Russ. All right, you put it on your list. Oh, Maniac? Yeah, Russ, it's fantastic. I know we always bring up Cruising when we bring up when Joe Spinell comes up. Thank you, Phil. I rarely fucking use X and Twitter anymore, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's a cool shot with her in the bathtub and her face is all fucked up. I usually just post, hey, this stream's happening soon, or this video's up, and that's it. That's really creepy, actually. How she's like reaching into the water. Guy goes to stab. It looks like a coffin. Stabbing, water just shoots into his face. Not a coffin, but it looks like one. So tomorrow night, we're going to be watching a movie I've never seen before because I never had a desire to see anything past the second movie. Well, the third I saw a long time ago. I don't remember it. But Leprechaun in the Hood tomorrow night. Never saw it. That's like the fifth one, I think. Then there was Leprechaun Back to the Hood. After that, I never saw past the third Leprechaun. And I only really remember the first two. It's just not a series I ever thought it was worth getting into past like the third one. Because he goes to space in the fourth one. Then he goes to the hood. Then he goes back to the hood. Then he goes back to the hood. Then he goes, I don't know, he goes somewhere, Sunset Beach or some shit. It's not that, but somewhere else. And then they tried to ground it and bring it back with like a remake or origin story. I don't know, the whole series seems like it sucks after the second movie. Yeah, I mean, Friedkin is amazing. Bug is such an underrated Friedkin movie. I did a deep dive on Bug a while back. That's such a great movie. 5 is the weakest, 6 is better. Warwick Davis, yes, he was in also Willow. He was in Willow first, and then I forgot. I think because of that is why they chose him for the first Leprechaun. Your uncle had nightmares of the Leprechaun as a kid. I mean, I remember going to like when I used to go to Blockbuster with my family every Friday, Saturday. Usually we'd probably go like Friday and Saturday a lot of the times, and just rent a bunch of movies, and I'd pick like 1 or 2 out, watch them that night, and then we'd go back and return them, and then rent another batch Saturday, and I'd watch whatever ones I rented, 1 or 2. And I remember just vividly always going into the horror section, just seeing all the fucking posters and everything, the VHS boxes. And I always loved the first Leprechaun box art. Like with him, it looks like he's just peeking behind a curtain almost, and like the light's coming in a bit. Very simple artwork, but I do like that. 4 is a fun movie. 3 is one of the best. 3 is when he goes to Las Vegas, right? And he meets the Elvis impersonator. Thank you very much. And he's like, I think I like this town. That's not good. That's not how he sounds, but it sounds like that when I say it. That's my Leprechaun. He was like 10 when the first one came out, and my grandparents regretted letting him watch it. I mean, they're such stupid movies. I mean, even though he is creepy, like a bit, they're such ridiculous movies. Even the first one, which I always loved the fact that Jennifer Aniston's first movie was Leprechaun. That was her first movie ever. I don't think she ever really talks about it, but she's like one of the only few standouts in that movie, the original. I think Leprechaun 2 is more fun than the original, if anything. Troll 2, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Troll 2 is fucking awful. It's one of the worst movies ever made. I did a video on that. You know what playlist it's in? Absolute Trash. That's the name of the playlist. Absolute Trash. I think there's maybe like 12 videos or something like that, movies that are in there. I know Birdemic is one of them. Birdemic's in there. What other one? Jeepers Creepers 3 and Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Return to Sleepaway Camp. A few others, but those are the big ones that were like, oh God. Whatever. What the hell is the name of that movie? Legend of the Lizard Person or something. Legend of the Lizard Man. Some terrible low budget movie from I don't know, a few years back. It was on Tubi. I randomly chose it, and it was so bad. Terrible. But Troll 2, though, is a movie as bad as it is. I can watch it and have fun with it. Like it's that type of bad compared to like Jeepers Creepers Reborn or 3, which are just bad. And there's no having fun with it. They're just awful from beginning to end in almost every fucking aspect of the movie. Birdemic 2 is like you can have fun with it to an extent if you're watching it with friends and stuff, but if you just throw it on yourself, you can still laugh, but oh, it's so bad. And there's still more coming. There's a Birdemic 4 that me and Echo have been waiting on for like 2 years now for the director to come out with the 4th one. We've done watch-alongs of all 3 Birdemics. Yeah, that's right. It's the door he's opening, right? And the light's coming in. It's all black otherwise on the art. Yeah, I love that one. Second one, I don't remember. I think it's like him with like a pot of gold or something. Yes, correct. Charles Band film. Who is it? It was Stan Winston, right? Who did the effects work for Parasite for Charles Band? I'm pretty damn. Let me look that up. Pretty damn sure it was him. Parasite, 1982. Charles Band. I got to get Charles Band back on because he was supposed to come back on sometime last year when he was working on like the third movie in his pulp noir production line that he started. And then they ran into production issues with that movie, and then I just never hit him back. But he said he'd come on again. Richard Band, I've actually gotten a little close with and talked to him every now and then, his brother. So he might come on again sometime soon, too. I'm pretty goddamn sure it was Stan Winston. Who did? Come on, AI, you can tell me then. Yeah, Stan Winston. What? Again? I'm just going to stop looking shit up. I'm just going to say shit, and if I'm wrong, then fucking let somebody else call it out later. That's a cool shot. Everything to do with that big ass tunnel that goes all the way down, the ladder and the water at the bottom, all those shots are really good. That's fucking gross. How you feeling now, Tasha? The fucking earthworm or something crawling out of her ear. That's sexy. Give me an earthworm. You can put it anywhere. All right. That's fucking stupid. So it's just like a pit of water down there. What are those? Well, that's that creepy fucking thing that sucks to your face. With those little cards. What are those? Oh, didn't earlier the old man threw something down here? That's probably what. Oh yeah, I knew immediately. As soon as I looked up, I saw that worm. I said, "Yeah, that's it. Taj is freaking." Box sort of one sometimes had. Yeah, that's right. I've seen that one. That's like a. I don't know if it was an alternate one back in the day or if that's one they use now or like, later on. But I know the one you're talking. It's like purple, right? And then it has Jennifer on the front. Rubber. That dumbass movie with the killer tire, right? I haven't seen that in a while, but that movie's ridiculously stupid. It is fun though, I'll give it that. My cousin and I smoked a little too much one night and thought it was actually going to be a horror movie. I don't think I ever laughed harder. Look, tree cameras, but I only see 2. 3, I'm guessing. The hell is those? Looks like berries she just threw. Okay, here's Damon. Here's that dude from the very beginning. The cult leader guy. Mysterious music continues, all whispering in foreign language. Sounds something like for those who aren't watching, just to really immerse you in. Oh, this is I did remember this with the hooks. They like rip her face off or something. How much we got left in this? Like half hour? 28? Yeah, all right, around there. they hang her from the pit. I remember that. I didn't want to say it earlier. That's right. Yeah, this famous shot here with all the fucking things sticking out of her face. That's a great shot. And all of these too, with them holding the mirrors up, her hair soaking in the water. Oh, that's really cool. Imagine having a bunch of hooks just fucking shoved all in your face, all sticking out like that. It's got to be the most painful shit ever. Like, get out of here. If they started shoving that in my face, I'd rip it out my own face and I'd slit their goddamn throat with it. I'd take out as many as I could before they killed me. Fuck that. You ain't hooking my face. Get out of here. Crazy satanic fuckers. Looks like Boris Karloff. Quickly when he took the mask off the old dude. Looked like Boris Karloff from Mario Bava's Black Sabbath. Oh, that's right. They put the skin mask on him. That's what I was thinking of when I thought like that they took a face off of someone. That's right. They put the face on this guy. That's the shot I was remembering. And that is so weird and creepy. I'd be out of there so fast if I was that guy. What, this one we're watching, Russ? Yeah, it's wild. Maybe she's into it. She could be. Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing with these movies. Not so much with regular Italian horror like this and The Church and a lot of Argento's supernatural movies and Fulci's like The Beyond and City of the Living Dead and Zombie. And you go on with all the supernatural stuff. You get used to certain things in those movies too, but even more so for straight giallo films and gialli, that you have to get used to certain things, and there's things that you will put aside for those movies that I normally wouldn't for other movies, like plot. Like that's like the number one thing, plot and characters and stuff. In Italian films, especially certain gialli, it doesn't matter. Like the plot, even if it doesn't make sense, it's convoluted. Most of them are, and it's not pulled off that well. If it has a great fucking score and good kills and stuff, then I'm fine and happy with that. But there's certain things like as you watch these type of movies and get big into them, there's certain things you just have to put aside. Like the dubbing, that's one thing you get used to immediately after you watch a few Italian movies. Unless it's really bad dubbing. There's a decent amount of movies out there that have real bad dubbing in them. And you notice it even being so acclimated to dubbing. But the style of over substance thing is another thing, and the plot. Like, I don't watch these movies for plot. I watch these movies for the same reason I love certain movies like these movies. Anything that's more original, out there, takes chances, is weird. You live inside the film as like an experience. That's why the music's so fucking important for especially these Italian movies. And I've always been a huge progressive rock fan and a musician. And a lot of the scores, Goblin, Fabio Frizzi, all those composers are progressive rock, basically, and orchestral arrangements. So it's the whole combination of the experience, the music, and just feeling like a world is created that you're sucked into and living in. And like those are the movies that I really just gravitate towards. So even like across any type of genre, characters are never as important to me as style, just uniqueness and creativity and camera work and the lighting and score and all that type of stuff. Even though story is the most important thing for a lot of these types of movies, I can just wave it and say, all right, well, this doesn't fucking make much sense, but I'm sucked in with everything else. So you win, movie. Oh, she's going to stab him. I mean, he's going to stab her. I mean, because when I think about all my favorite horror films, they all, or films in general, a lot of movies I gravitate towards, they all have that same type of thing in common. Like you live inside the movie, like The Thing, Halloween, all the tension in that, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, and Day of the Dead, all the Dead films, the first three. Suspiria is like a fucking nightmare. Phantasm is another world you enter when you watch that movie. Gaspar and Noé stuff like Enter the Void is just a psychedelic master trip journey of a crazy movie. All the House, the Japanese one, all those movies that are just that go for broke, that go, all right, we're gonna just go all out there. This is what we're gonna do. I don't care. We're breaking all the rules, and maybe it doesn't always work. Like with this, it's a good movie. I wouldn't call this a great movie, and it's still kind of mid for Soavi, even though we're not at the end, but we're almost there. But it's good. That's cool, actually. I got distracted with the little pickaxe coming through the door. We're about to get the ending scene, and then we see the pelican again. I want to see our pelican. We haven't seen our pelican in a while. Maybe I smoked too much weed and hash, Russell says. I don't know, maybe. I laugh at things that normal people shouldn't laugh. Well, I know that. I think all of us here do. I'm the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing. Just all the CGI today and digital effects, practical effects all the way. If you're going to do a horror movie, unless it's like a ghost or supernatural film where you kind of need, or like you have some practical effect that you can't really do practically, you have to add, digital on top of it. That's fine as long as it looks good. But if there's any decision that any person can make making a horror movie, practical effects exclusively or not, I will always support practical effects first. It just has the look to it that is just, it's there on camera. It was there. It's a magic trick on film, and the creativity that they use to come up with all those types of effects work. How do you figure out how to saw somebody in half with a chainsaw, straight through their middle of their body? All right, you show them on a hook and stuff. You show the chainsaw, then you cut to a very close-up shot of a pig carcass, and you shoot the chainsaw going through that, blood squirts out, then you shoot it back to the person hanging up there, but you don't see below, maybe a little bit with a prosthetic. All that it's a fucking art form. Not that there isn't a science and an art too to like CGI and all those type of digital effects work. There definitely is. There's a lot of there's an absolute science to visual effects. But yeah, practical always wins for me. We're the CITs, so pity us. The kids are brats. The food's hideous. Okay, Song and Meatballs. It's funny. That's a great one. I haven't seen Meatballs in forever. I was watching Euro Trip last night. Dying watching that. I love that movie. That is such an underrated comedy. And then I felt bad watching it because I thought of Michelle Trachtenberg because she's in the movie and she passed last year, and that was terrible news. So I saw her as soon as she came on screen in the movie, and she said, "Hey guys," and shit. I said, "Aw," I said, "That sucks." Ooh, he says, "We are your family." This is when we get like our little explanation. Yeah, okay, they do mention the house specifically. So this satanic cult orchestrated her entire life. Fucking put her through school, got her this apartment, did everything for her, and orchestrated her to be here. She's basically was fucked from the get-go. She was never had a chance. This is her fate, basically. The biggest thing that this movie's missing that would make me like it a lot more, and again, it's a great movie. It's just not fantastic or anything like that, like The Church and then the other Soavi movies. If the score was better, and I feel like that's a knock on Donaggio. He's a fantastic composer and has done so many great movies. But I feel like if there was an iconic score here, I mean, even in The Church, you have that really great, creepy score that builds and stuff. And then the Philip Glass track, the cover of a Philip Glass song, that like echoey, like crazy fast string piece or whatever that is. There's a lot of great music in The Church. This doesn't quite have that. And that's a big thing that brings it down for me. Like if this film had a score as good as The Church, or like an iconic theme like Suspiria or something like that, like a reoccurring motif that really, it becomes part of the movie, I feel like it would work a lot better for me. Because a lot of these Italian movies, and especially Gialli, I can just throw on if I'm editing or if I'm playing music and shit. I'll just throw them on in the background just for the soundtracks and just have the movie play in the background and listen to the score. That's how important the music is for me with Italian films. That I like a lot. This whole disoriented look, and she's like going wall to wall. The way the walls are painted. That's cool looking. Oh, you guys hear it? You hear the flapping? I heard the flapping of our fly pelican friend. I think he's about to come out of that freaking hole. Oh, there he is. I really don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm guessing it's just, it might not even like really be there, like it's an actual animal, just like a conjured up spirit or something, or hallucination or something that she sees, or something they conjure up with their satanic ritual. I don't know what exactly the bird is. This, I guess, is when we'll find out if I was confusing with the end of The Church. I don't think the bird rapes her. But in The Church, the goat demon rapes and has sex with the main character in that. But that actually like physically happens. I don't think that's what happens here. So that it also makes me think that the bird is just kind of like some symbolic omen or something like that. That's a cool effect. And you're freaking out again, Tasha. Those maggots. This might be why I remember the bird like molesting her in some way, because it's like going up and down on her like while biting her. And then that fused in my memory with the church ending. Those friggin' maggots coming out of the bite. Oh, Tasha, I got to show you City of the Living Dead by Fulci. It's a top 10 movie of mine. There's a scene in there that you'll hate. You fall. Just fucking thousands of maggots getting flung into a room all over these 3 actors or 4 actors. Yeah, it's 4. Right? Christopher George. Yeah, the 4 of them are in there. So funny. Gladiator was dedicated to Oliver Reed because he died during the making of. I think I remember hearing that. That's such a great movie, Gladiator. And I love Oliver Reed in my favorite Cronenberg movie, The Brood. She has been chosen. She's the chosen one. So it was her destiny. Okay, so the whole leading down there is like an entryway to hell, basically. Yeah, that's not good. I would not like having dreams like that either. Absolutely not. The Brood is absolutely phenomenal. That's one of my favorite films about a relationship going to shit and just like a relationship dying or a marriage or any type of, relationship like that or a family, dissolving. This scene is pretty intense. I remember this. Look at the hair, look at the hairstyles of all these guys. Guy in the ground just there looked like a young John Saxon getting a blowjob, but that's not what was happening at all in the scene. But it looked like it quick. You have the uncut version DVD of The Devil. Oh, nice. I've been seeing a lot of weird. I don't know. That one's probably really uncut, but like you see movies that get released lately as uncut, but you can't tell what the goddamn difference is. And like, especially if it's a movie you've seen many times and you would be able to tell if something was added into this whatever uncut version, but there's nothing. Tourist Trap, we were just talking about earlier. That's one of them. Full Moon put out Tourist Trap uncensored or uncut. And I know Tourist Trap like the back of my hand. There's no difference to both of those cuts. None. Like, at all. So I don't know what they're doing with that. And then recently I saw that there's now Puppet Master Uncut. So they just released an uncut Puppet Master. I don't know how much more uncut it could be from the Puppet Master we've always had. So now, yeah, exactly. So I want to see. I feel like checking out Puppet Master Uncut now to see if they actually did add more in there. Or if it's the same shit, because it is Full Moon. They did the release of that uncut Tourist Trap. Same thing with Puppet Master, same company. Maybe it's the same thing, uncut, but there's nothing in it at all that's different. This is so weird, the end here. This all cult leaders down here, and they're in the water and pulling her down and shit. Ominous music. Miriam groaning. Oh, that moon is cool. It was like a little crescent. Little crescent moon, maybe a little closer to half moon. That's it. Push, baby. Push that devil fetus out you. Get it out you. That's right. I'm going to push on your tits while you give birth. Go ahead, girl. That's literally what they're doing. They're just pushing on her and having her give birth in this fucking hell pit of water. That's apparently an entryway to hell. It's born and it looks so fucking weird. What is that? A chicken? That looks like a chicken or a turkey. More so a turkey. Oh, okay. So it's an eclipse. Did they mention that earlier? They never mentioned a fucking eclipse in this movie at any point, did they? the last shot that I just said about a crescent moon, whatever, that was the first thing I remember about a moon. And then eclipse comes in. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Demonic toys. I love demonic toys. Both of them. The second one's a lot of fun too. I like the second one. And Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys too is a lot of fun too, which Ted Nicolau directed. I had him on. He did all the Subspecies movies. He's a great guy. Yeah, this is like your Rosemary's Baby ending right here. Oh, revenge against God. So she gets a choice here. She can raise her spawn of Satan baby, or I guess they can just take the baby and kill her or leave her. I don't know. They got their Satan child. I mean, that's all they need. Could be. Absolutely. Makes sense. Definitely could be a stork. It looks like a pelican, though, to me. So I'm just going to keep calling it a pelican. But symbolically, it does make more sense if it is a stork. Absolutely. Yeah, dude, Intruder is one of my favorite slashers of the 80s and of all time. That's my favorite kill in a horror movie. You know that, Russell. What's my favorite kill in horror from that movie? You know what it is. Kill's fantastic. What happened to her now? Oh, that's right. She pushes his pitch down the well. The well to hell. I know you're going to get the right answer too, Russ. Because you know I've talked about that kill and Intruder many, 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 many times. And I've also mentioned a few times whenever it came up that not Anthropophagus, Joe Diamanto's other movie, Absurd, has a very similar kill to my favorite one in Intruder. The most haunted dolls in the world is Robert and Annabelle's number 2. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I've never looked into how many like famous haunted dolls there are out there, but those would probably be the 2 most famous that come to mind immediately. There's a whole, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, but I'll bring it up whenever it does come up because I'm never going to do fucking videos on those movies. But there's a whole series of movies with Robert the Doll. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and they all get fucking terrible and more terrible and more terrible with each one. Yeah, there you go. There's my boy. Yep. Bandsaw through the head. That's cool, that fire stunt with the dude on the motorcycle and he explodes. She's got her baby. You're an old creepy man. Oh, okay. I kind of remember this. I wouldn't have remembered this at the beginning of this stream and this watch. She kills herself and burns herself with the baby. That's actually a cool twist. It's not a twist, but like a different take on this type of horror. When you have someone, giving birth to the Antichrist, basically. Robert the Doll even scared Ozzy. Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy. That was a big loss. Water spraying everywhere. Let's see. I've done videos on stage fright, and I just did a shorter video on the church, like a month ago or less, on the channel here. But I eventually want to revisit and do a full deep dive on the church because that movie's fantastic. This one, I don't think I'll probably get around to doing an actual video on. I feel like this suffices enough here. This watch along for everything I can say about this movie. But Cemetery Man, I'll eventually do a video on, and probably a watch along at some point. Della Morte dell'Amore. Yeah, I don't know. Tasha asked that earlier. Or I think it was Tasha, right? Someone did. I'm pretty sure it was you, Tasha. But I said I'm going to maybe do a list video on best twists. Because on the spot right now, I can't really pick a top or even the top 3 or anything. I would have to really rack my brain and go through a ton of movies. I mean, The Sixth Sense would be up there, not a top 3 or anything, but maybe in the top 10. And Saw would be absolutely in the top 10. The first Saw. I'll never forget seeing that movie in theaters and everyone's reaction. When John Kramer gets up at the end of that movie and gets up off the bathroom floor, I could still hear it in my head, like the oh shit, like the whole audience and stuff, and the music's going all that shit. It was such a vivid, awesome experience, theater experience. Just like all the Saw movies were. I saw every single one in theaters every year as they came out. But that first one, even though it's nowhere near my favorite in the franchise, the ending of that's one hell of a twist that no one saw coming. Okay, now that I got the ball rolling with it, there's the bird again. The possible stork? No, that's a different bird. That's a hawk. But I'm sure this bitch hates birds for the rest of her goddamn life after all this. And yeah, I don't know how she's still alive. But I thought of another one, Russ. Sleepaway Camp. That might be number 1, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, Sleepaway Camp might be the best twist ever in a horror movie. Maybe not best twist as in how the twist is, like, how relevant it is to the movie, just from how, what the fuck, like, type of shock ending twist it is. No one. I don't think anyone on the planet, and if anyone says they saw it coming, they're fucking lying, saw the ending of Sleepaway Camp coming in 83 when that movie hit theaters. There's no way. Just one of the craziest endings ever. Tasha, have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp? Because if not, you have no idea. No idea. So I'm not going to say anything more about it. Russell, no one else comment on the ending of Sleepaway Camp. But yeah, that's a movie. That's a twist there. And an insane one. An interviewer asked Ozzy about Justin Bieber, and he said, "Who the fuck is Justin Bieber?" Yeah, I could just picture Ozzy saying it in his voice too. That's funny. But all right, that is a Sect, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. It's good to be back on camera and not look like a retarded raccoon with the eye, so that's good. I could have just done a Fulci film and said we're in character. Fucking my eye was just ripped out by a bird. Something like that. But we didn't have to do that. Because here's some movies here. I'll just list off that say next up. Satanic Hispanics. I saw that once when it came out. I forgot the Gigi Guerrero. Is that the director who did that? That's a fun one. What else came up here? Stage Fright came up. Graduation Day from 81. Not a fantastic or great slasher or anything, but decent. Return of the Living Dead, classic. Never liked it though. Slumber Party Massacre. Ooh, I love the Beast Within. Never really liked American Gothic by whatchamacallit. Who's that? Craven, right? No, that's not Craven. That's American. I'm thinking of Deadly Blessing. I don't know why I confuse those two movies. But yeah, those are the ones that got recommended next. So do that. But all right, guys. Yeah, watch that one. And everyone have a good night. A good sleep if that's what you're going to do, which I'm probably not. And then tomorrow we will go to the hood. We're going to the hood tomorrow night with a leprechaun. That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to the hood with a leprechaun, and shit's gonna go down. So that's tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I know Ju-on the Curse 2 won the poll for the next review and deep dive video. So I did a video a while back on Ju-on the Curse 1 and Ju-on the Grudge, the Japanese movies, not the American remake. I mean, I don't care about any of those. So the Curse 2 won. So that'll be the next deep dive. So I'll probably record that Monday or so and then try to get that out a day or two after that. And then I'm going upstate to see my daughter on the 3rd. And I think I have a watch along for Killer Clowns on that date. So I'm going to probably move it to the night before. So it'll be like Thursday night or something like that. Either that or the next night, like while we're up there. So just not the 3rd. It'll be moved a day or two. But besides that, yeah, that coming. The Case of the Bloody Iris will be on the other channel, a review on that. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. The guy wouldn't do the frontal news. Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely knew that little bit of trivia. And the face is just iconic. But all right, guys, have a great night. I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, Tasha, you watch Clowns just for me. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. You never seen that movie? You will, and you will enjoy it. All right, guys.